Shala Alexander. Like Tina said, I've been working in the social work field now for probably 14 plus years. I'm currently a vocational rehabilitation counselor. I reside in Houston, Texas. I've been in the Houston area now for about 5 to 6 years going on, and just really loving it, loving what I do, loving my profession, being able to just help people. Well, I have a bachelor's in social work as well as a bachelor's in criminal justice. And I also went on to pursue my master's in social work, as well as I've obtained my executive master's of business administration. Right now, I'm currently working on my certification to be a rehabilitation counselor for the actual position that I'm doing right now in Houston for the state of Texas. So that's just a little bit about my background, and I am totally tired of school, just so, so you know. It's like a never-ending story. I'm seeing at the end of the tunnel. I don't plan on leaving the social work field, but in my mind, the way that I looked at it is why pay somebody to show you how to open up your own business rather than you learn it and be your own owner. So that's why I went back for my EMBA, because ultimately I do want to open up my own practice. So just knowing the ins and outs of the operations and what you have to put into that is why I went back for my MBA. I think I chose this field because it just came to me. It was something that was natural. Growing up as a child, I always felt like I was the person that people felt comfortable with coming to seek guidance, assistance, help. This profession it's my calling. It's something that just comes naturally for me. So I believe, I follow God's calling in where I needed to be. Because I work for Harris County as a guardianship case manager. And I never heard of that before. And what you do, you're pretty much the advocate and person that makes all the financial and medical decisions on behalf of incapacitated individuals. I did that for like 5 years. When I first got here, did not even know that type of job even existed. But what it looks like, it's actually, they used to be called DARs, okay? But now they're under the umbrella of Texas Workforce Commission, and it's the Vocational Rehabilitation Department of that. So what I actually do as a counselor there is I help individuals who have disabilities. I help by counseling them and rehabilitating them to get to a place where they can have some sort of quality of life. Getting back to that place where we all, we got to live, we got to maintain, so having a job is actually part of feeling like you have quality in this world. So that's basically what I do as a counselor for the state of Texas. Office for the past year, though, we have been we're working remotely due to the current pandemic of COVID. So right now I am remote working, and they're trying to phase us slowly but surely back into the office, but ultimately we have an office. There are a lot of benefits. Professionally, there's plenty of room to grow. I've actually for some time thought of considering it as a career, in addition to, personally what I want to do as far as opening up my own counseling services. But, there's medical benefits, depending on your level of education and experience. Financially, there's good benefits there. So I just say, like being able to go up the ladder, and personally, the benefit for me is actually being able to work with those who are looking to be helped. And then the outcome from that, after pouring so much into them and for them to give back and just say simply, I appreciate you, makes all of the difference, So that's basically the benefits that I get out of it. So that is a benefit working for the state. You do get more holidays that are recognized to be off, regular 8 to 5, and you do have that flexibility too with the state to kind of make your own schedule per se. Long as it's within the policy guidelines, they're pretty flexible with that as well. Well, they do start out, you can't start out with a bachelor's degree, but again, like I said, it kind of depends on where you are as far as education and your years of experience in social work field. I think starting out, they may start you, like if you start on a bachelor's level, you can start so anywhere between 40,000 and up. It goes all the way from, I would say 40,000 to about $90,000 a year, just depending on your tenure and your position that you hold. I think as a social worker, and I kind of think you can kind of relate. You have your days, you have your good days, you have your bad days, you have been able to deal with the sensitivity of the job. I would say is some of the, I don't want to call it a downfall, but difficulties you may run into. So if you don't possess patience, and actually have that passion for it, it may not be something you want to do, because you're gonna be approached with some people who are just basically just hard to work with, not because they're trying to be difficult, but because they, a fear of not knowing where they're gonna end up or how this is gonna be settled for them. So these are just some of the things, that you're gonna run into, and you're human and you have your days. So, just finding a healthy balance helps with that. It's a lot. Actually pulling those classes that you have to take for this particular position, you learn that basically we do it all. We do assessments, we do case managing, counseling. Sometimes you have some social workers, like you said, they're just in the medical background, they have this specific role they play. But as a vocational rehabilitation counselor, you're doing it all. So it's very interesting, but it can become a lot. That's why I said, if you don't have that patience and you don't have the passion, you might want to look into a different field, because it can be overwhelming sometimes. I think if I wanted anybody to know what it is that I do, or take away what to be, is making myself readily available to those who really need me. I think to take away, I want everyone to understand it's not about me, it's about helping them. I would tell those who may be looking into the field of social work, do your research. Don't limit yourself to where you are, because every state has something so much more different. I didn't even know about these particular positions that I've worked in since being in the city of Houston, but it's so much out there. You might not hear the name social work position. At the end of the day, the roles allow you to be a social worker. So just do your research.